Start your season with recommended settings. If you wish to change roles or adjust options, use the tiles on the left. Start your week by installing your game plan. You have grades for browse available players to improve your team.
Tonight, from Seattle, Washington, it's Thursday Night Football on EA Sports.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Russell Wilson leads out the Seattle Seahawks offense. The veteran Wilson, a third-round pick back in 2012.
Whenever you think about the Seattle Seahawks, one of the first things that pops to mind is how well they run the football and how much they like doing it. But you have to also look at how well Russell Wilson has played at the quarterback spot. Hasn't just been a game manager. Last year, over 4,100 yards passing, the second most in his career. 31 touchdown passes and took care of the ball as well because he threw just 5 interceptions. If you need to open things up, Russell Wilson can get it done.
Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, second down. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson, 52 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead.
I forgot to put it on higher setting.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week. Yet he still did it to them. I wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Raiders take over first and 10. At their own
car, and the Raiders come up first and 10 at their own 24. From the gun, he'll set up to throw.
Get there, Bobby.
Terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. The open man here, Renfro. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Shotgun now for Carr. And he's unable to haul it in.
He's
So
like
it
going
falls
to
incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. He'll buy some time right. He lets it fly for Lockett. Now the defense loses him. It's complete. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. An explosive 38-yard pickup.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
This is Carson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson with a 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
This one taken just inside the 10. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Recovered by the...
And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Security eluded him.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra points pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting faster.
Fielded right around the 8. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to be going.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Yes. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson escaping the pressure right. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. Tyler Lockett there to make the grab. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, they're stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A good pickup there at 22. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
That guy just got
Here's a
lost.
leaping catch. He pulled it in. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. 2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9.
9-yard line.
Flush to his right. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson. What is going on here? 4 first-quarter touchdowns. Unbelievable. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Raiders, nothing.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Okay.
And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about it.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
You know, if this is the regular season, partner, we'd be talking about just how costly a mistake that was, but probably good for him to get it out of his system right now.
Just hope for him and the team it's not a sign of things to come.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Carlos Hyde, see you later. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Carlos Hyde, 41 yards. And the Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. I thought as that was developing that he might actually keep it but the right decision, obviously, to hand the football off.
And some teams do a really nice job of taking a little bit longer at the mesh point, meaning where he's going to hand it off or keep it. Sometimes they ride it maybe a step longer than others. That allows him to make the proper decision and have the right person end up with the ball. And it paid off with a long touchdown run.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. He can run for it, and he will. He finds an opening past the 40. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a first down on 3rd and long. And somehow he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
And if you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great. And now look at this. Big game and a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was that 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration, you'll hear those.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. David Moore, 69 yards. And this offense is running away with this one. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. There weren't any speed limits out there, and off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the route is on here in this first half.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback.
25-yard line.
Henry Ruggs and the Raiders set to go back to work. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game.
25-yard line.
Throwing again, Mariota on 2nd and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Seahawks.
That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. If things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum. And
he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Carlos Hyde, ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And this offense continues to pour it on. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves moves on, just think about halftime. If this is all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
And this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that lead. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
If you were me, you do this too.
Bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Touchdown, Seahawks.
This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
No way.
And he's got the hook up to Ruggs. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. Through and open. Now the ball comes loose, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings us one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Freddie Swain was the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal. This is caught, and he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
6-yard gain brings up
from the gun. Here's Smith, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. From 3 yards out, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing when their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
Myers connects on the PAT, and a route is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
5-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the
I have
other way,
another half to do, and we're almost at
defense's
100
dream
already.
that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone
Oh,
wrong
look
for this
at
offensive
that.
unit.
I should really just put it on advanced.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Their own 25-yard line.
A first down throw for Mariota. And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Jamal Adams, an all-pro for the first time a season ago, had a fumble return for a touchdown and a pick six last year. Delivers another pick six right here. And the route is on here in this first half. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1 minute offense? This is it comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. From the gun, Mariota. Jones hit and the ball's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. So they've got the football and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's
end zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Freddie Swain there to make the grab as his guys continue to pour it on. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the route is on here in this first half.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Forced out of bounds.
He already had the one fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done.
I was just about to juke it, and then hopefully it's there.
Gotta find a way to take care of it.
Otherwise,
they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
He steps out of bounds behind the line.
Out of the gun, Smith. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
The final shot here before break. Smith. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. David Moore as time expires in the first half. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done.
Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all that had to happen, but when time's running down, sometimes your brain compresses a little bit too. They show great poise, understanding of situation, making sure they got to the end zone in order to...
Whoever number 6 is, guys,
For 6 months already, we're skipping half.
Whoever number 6 is, he's going in the game. Because, shoot. Okay. No, what's his throwing?
He'll come back.
Let's see what he can do.
All right, let's get right back to the action. We're set for quarter 3.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will extend this big lead.
To kick off for Seattle.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And they bring
Okay, I'm just going to make a rule right now. I can't have
a Seattle touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose.
You gotta be kidding
and the
me.
Seahawks have recovered.
Like, yeah, but like...
Brandon, that's the 3rd time he's fumbled so far in this game, and you know, you can make excuses for each and every one of them, but the bottom line is he's got to take care of it better, and now that he's shown a propensity for fumbling it, just think about what the defenders are trying to do.
Yeah, well, guys hate 1 fumble, 2's, oh my goodness, 3 or more. Wow.
Just doesn't make any sense, does it?
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
At the 14-yard
Flushed out right. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Carlos Hyde there to make the grab. And the Seahawks capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. So he scrambled right but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision sometimes.
And all deep in his
Dude,
own
I just
territory,
broke my own
coughs
arm.
up the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
covered by the Seahawks.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in
It was
practice.
just a bit higher.
He didn't carry it over into the game.
For
David Moore, the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. They're going to hurry back to the line now. He may try and run for this. He will push his way down to about the 14.
He just get hurt. They just got hurt, boys. Let's see what happened to him. Excuse me. Oh, it's just a shoulder. What the heck? We don't go for punts or field goals. We don't
They'll break the huddle here and go for it.
Field goal for you is point after.
Running for it. Here's Hyde. And he will score. Touchdown.
No way. No way. How is this even possible? We just got 2 people hurt in 2 plays.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that drive, 4 plays.
That just hurt. 2 people hurt in 2 plays. ACL sprain. Oh my God.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
This is just horrible.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send
So now I gotta
away.
score 200. So
Now
I'm putting the history pool back in.
And
Oh, nice wrapper!
right on the chalk of the 20.
I think that's the field.
For 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together. Say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Jamal Adams.
To throw Mariota. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And the Seahawks have recovered. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will extend this big lead. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
So most of the guys that are out right now aren't starters, so I don't really know who is who right now.
Recovered by the Seahawks.
Oftentimes when we talk about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case, for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball free, get it back. They got a chance to really increase the...
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Guys, we didn't hurt someone on offense this time.
In from 11 yards out. And this offense is running away with this one.
The touchdown was scored by the runner, but the offensive line...
Evil.
They blocked that one up perfectly. Allowed him easy access to the end zone.
Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now Jones. Now a hit and a loose football.
Fumble on the play.
How about back up forward?
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
On 2nd and 9. Mariota, and he's going to have to eat this one.
Yeah, it's Jordan Collier.
L.J. Collier.
Oh,
His second
that's
sack of the night.
No doubt, that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the cover.
And he loses the football a second time. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Second time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover.
Found good there, returns at 14 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. And we get a glance here, Charles, at history. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Penny, the ball carrier.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Rashad.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a 1st down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way down to the 7-yard line.
Okay.
They'll try and run forward with Penny. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Penny ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And this offense continues to pour it on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get
Because
it
it's
down
almost
about the
200 to
17-yard
nothing.
line.
No, not almost.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Raider offense
Makes the
set to
best
get this drive
calculator ever
started.
played.
And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Scored.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to...
Rashard lost it, and the Seahawks have picked it up.
Okay. Whatever. Yes, that's actually what I did.
Jalen Richard, the ball carrier.
There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One
Ball
starts with a
security.
B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in the meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
Go!
Rashad Penny, 65 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
You could have made that from
I
like
guess
a
when you look
million.
back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now this will make it into the end
I don't
zone.
know if this is good for them, but they're losing by 161 points.
25-yard line. The Raider offense
Yeah, I
set to
don't think
get
that's
this
the best
drive
thing.
started. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust? Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. L.J. Collier in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
I think LJ Collier
Now
might make
in
a starting
Seattle,
spot.
Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Mariota's
Call it a gain of 5. And it'll be a third and about 13.
a 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's third down.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. Buying
I
time.
think I might know
Here
a
comes, and he
too.
lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Mariota on the keeper.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the fourth quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
The third quarter started first.
And the Seahawks capitalize on the
I
short
don't think I'm
field as they
gonna
take it in for 6.
I would quite.
As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And certainly this, not the performance that they were hoping for to begin the exhibition season, but still plenty to watch for. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Darrell Taylor.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time. Wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Oh, yes. It was, oh, Bobby, I wish I didn't use it. So I got that.
Catches Jason Witten, the intended
Go
receiver.
right.
And it's third down.
Fuck this.
From the
Okay,
shotgun,
did
it's
not do
Mariota.
that.
And this is
Bubble.
caught by Witten, the tight end.
And
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Seahawks have picked it up.
good block, Bobby.
This one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Jason Myers.
Fumbles, that's how you get in the coach's doghouse. The first one lost and it hurt. This time you lose it and it's taken in for a score. It really hurt.
And about that doghouse, it won't exactly be comfortable, and it definitely won't be air-conditioned.
Milk bones?
None.
The extra point up and through by Myers. And that will extend this big lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Mariota and the Raiders now come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw.
Mariota's pass.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Dancing to his left. He'll try and run it. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. And it's now Mariota. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
The kickoff for Seattle.
I'm not talking very much because
On the ball here as the kicks away.
the score and the difficulty of them.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Mariota going right side. He has Witten.
Mariota.
Not much there, only a yard. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9. at the 37-yard line.
Throwing is Mariota. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. Now Rashad Penny. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Brought down at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
I know what I'm going to do.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On 2nd down, here's Penny. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love that you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ballgame.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he returns this to the 22.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this showing really not a good one on either side of the ball, but still 3 more preseason games to follow and a lot to play for. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what that.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Taken about 7 yards deep. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
5-yard line.
Mariota now to throw on 1st down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Theo Riddick there. And now it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Throwing, Mariota sliding out of the pocket. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Mariota. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one good for 37 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he sidestepped one man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
That's the play. No. You know what? This is time to figure it out. Oh, God.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. From the gun, give it Kenny. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They snap it to Smith. Forced out to his left.
I need to get my swag right.
Get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This
thing is teams up this big, this late in the game. I always wondered what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it.
So that doesn't do anything to the clock.
And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
That's the best catch they had already.
As he pulls it in. So the victory here for Seattle. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that...